This is our brand new coffee maker by TasteStyle. This will be going to college with my son here in a couple of months, but before it leaves, let me tell you a few of the highlights that we really like. First of all, pretty simplistic coffee maker, but tons of features. You've got a hot brew, which is your traditional coffee brew. You've got bold, so if you want a little stronger, and then you've got over ice. And with the over ice feature, you have got a ton of recipes in here on how to make iced coffees of tons of different styles. And it's a lot of fun. I haven't done any of these, but my kids have. And it'll froth it for you, and it'll mix it up for you, and you just pour over it, and it's kind of cool. So that's kind of nice little feature. The one I like actually is the ounces button here. It's real simple to do. There's 6 ounces, 8 ounces, 10, 12, 16, 24 ounces, and then back to 6. The descale function too, when you read the manual, it's super easy to do. It's every 200 uses, I believe. All right, let me show you some of the other highlights. And one of which is probably my favorite is this little tray here is the perfect size for every cup that I've got that is a traditional cup, but you can pull that off, and they actually have a larger one that sits actually on top of that. So if you need to bring it up higher for like a little shot glass, kind of like an espresso kind of glass. I don't use that very much, but it is nice to have it. But what I like most is you can even pull this off, and then if you have a really large travel mug, it'll fit in there nicely. Because sometimes these are stationary, and so that gets in the way. So not only can it come off for the travel mug, but also can come off and clean out really easy. So I consider that a feature. All right, let's just make a cup of coffee. I prefer the actual grounds, but my kids like the convenience of the Keurig. So it's really cool that it can do both. And so let's just drop let's go with this one here. Let's drop a Keurig in there, close it down. I'm gonna go 8 ounces, and I'm gonna hit hot brew, and we'll get this thing going. Wow, that is 8 ounces. I should have gone 6. Now I will notice a couple of things. I actually moved the coffee maker over here because I had a better light. This actually made quite a few little drips kind of splashing out. So in the future, I believe what I would have done instead, if I were to, or now that I'm paying more attention, had I had this here, that cup is probably, yeah, just right, and it wouldn't have splashed. Okay, that said, lesson learned. I will definitely need to consider the height of the cup. There was a little bit of a mess. Like I said, that would be a non-issue if I would have had it raised up or used a taller cup. Now, let me show you a couple more things with this coffee. This is probably the coolest highlight. You've obviously seen this over here. This is a frother that is just built into the unit. Doing some oat milk here. And so in this case, I've now got my, I'm going to pour some of this out. All right, I'm back. Okay, so now got the oat milk frothed. Gonna pour that in on top, and I'm gonna enjoy a nice cup of coffee. What's cool about this too is if you need to, it can detach. There's a little button right here. You just squeeze it, pull it out, detaching so that you can actually use it in different cups. And then you go back in there, and when you re-click it back in, not only is it there stationed ready for the next time, but it's also charging. You can see the little green light right there. Super cool, really easy to clean. I like that a lot. All right, last thing I'll tell you about it. I haven't used this yet, but my kids really like it. When they're making all the specialty drinks, they put this on top, sprinkle some cinnamon or some nutmeg, and it puts a little smiley face on top of that. I just had to show it to you. I've actually kind of wanted one of these things for a long time and kind of curious how people do it. And now you know. All right, all in all, pretty affordable coffee maker, lots of features, and we're happy with it. All right, this is my honest review of this TasteStyle coffee maker. It was sent to us for free, but I would tell you if there was anything I didn't like about it, and everything is great. I like it. So anyway, cheers, enjoy. Fantastic.